All right, so let's go ahead and get into my favorite cases of rotation. I'm going to be calling this my November edition. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because I did this same video about a month ago. And as you know, man, every week I'm getting new cases. So something new that I might start doing is every month giving you my top 5 cases that's currently in my rotation for that month. As new cases come out, some of my favorites kind of fall back. And then I revisit old favorites and I'm like, damn, those are some good cases. So as of right now, here are going to be my main 5 cases that's currently in my rotation. And you could probably say, hey, these are my favorite 5 cases that's out right now. All right, so let's go ahead and kick it off with the first one. And let me do some moving around. And this one is going to be the Pitaka UltraGuard. Listen, man, this case came along and I fell in love with it. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I went out there and bought this with my own money, went over to the Amazon, copped this bad boy, and I love what they have going on with this UltraGuard. And the fact that they have bounced back coming from the iPhone 16 version says everything I need to know that Pitaka is listening to us creators out there and making these fixes, man. The reason why I like it because number one, you know I love me a good aramid fiber case. Now, will this case show those smudges and grimes and everything like that? Yes, it will. It's gonna show those things, but guess what? I don't care. We're using your phone cases with your hands, and that's just what's going to happen. Everybody doesn't have the world's cleanest hands, all right? But the things that I love about it is it's thin, okay? This is still giving you that thin form factor. And let me go ahead and snap it. Very tight fitting case, man. It's giving you that thin form factor, covering all around the device up, all right? It has very nice, clean buttons, very nice and clicky. I mean, nice and clicky buttons. You have a clean camera control, as you can see right there, which works perfect. And it's a clean, minimal style case. And I love minimal, thin, still protects the whole phone. That's what I'm really looking forward to. That's what I've been drawn to when it came to the 17 Pro Max. Now, fit is just A1. You get no pulls along the sides, just a super tight fit all the way around. And just like I stated, man, do I gotta say it again? It keeps that very thin profile. So this being the Pitaka UltraGuard, I like it because one, it's a very tight fit, okay? Super tight fit that goes around this case. Two, it has a very slim form factor. Three, great buttons. Four, MagSafe. I mean, let me grab some stuff over here. I mean, MagSafe could be a little stronger, but guess what? I've been using this case probably, well, I wouldn't say the most out of all these cases that I'm about to show you, but I've been using this case probably second the most when it has come to this. And the magnet could be a little stronger. Everything is not going to be perfect when it comes to this device, but this right here, I just love it because how it feels in the hands. It keeps your rounded feeling of the 17 Pro Max, and we all know we love the way the 17 Pro Max feel in hand. It keeps that round feeling, very nice snug fit, great buttons, protects the device all the way around, nice camera control button, nice protection, very faint lip around the front of it, but I'm okay with that because I'm a person who doesn't drop their phone or I don't have the dropsies or anything like that. So I'm okay with that not being a thing when we're talking about this case. The lip could be a little better, MagSafe could be a little stronger, but the Pitaka UltraGuard is the perfect case for someone who likes minimal cases, but still requires that 360-degree protection. That's exactly what this UltraGuard gives off here. So this one right here, man, I'm telling you, you're gonna see this case in my top 10. Honestly, all of these cases that you're about to see easily all could be in the top 10, but this one right here is definitely in heavy rotation when it comes to the 17 Pro Max. Now this next one on deck, we have not done a dedicated video for. I was actually going to do a dedicated video before I shot this one, but I said, you know what? I want this one to get out there because people want to know, T, what are your top cases, different things like that. This one right here is a case that I've never reviewed for on the channel. First time actually owning a case. I'll use other MagSafe accessories from them, but this Moft Movas snap is one that I have really grown to. And you guys know I am not a vegan leather person. You know I love that raw, authentic cow ass when it comes to my leather cases. But it's something about this vegan leather that just, I like it. And this blue color just pops in my opinion. So let's go ahead and check it out. And once again, a dedicated review for this case will be out a little bit later on. But this case really checks about every single box that I want in a case, except for one minor thing. And let's go ahead and get to it. So this one right here is going to be the Moft Movas Snap. This is going to be your vegan leather, okay? You're going to have that nice synthetic leather feeling. You're going to have a plastic little camera surround that goes around the camera plateau. Not the end of the story. Would I like to see this be aluminum or something like that? Possibly, but it's not going to be the end of the story when it comes to this case. Flip it over the inside. You're going to get a nice soft felt lining. It's going to say designed by Moft up in here. here, pad recess, as it says down here at the bottom. You're gonna have your nice metallic buttons that is gonna be color matched to the actual case. So they give you a nice little, very clean looking buttons, if you ask me, going around there. On the back, on the bottom, you see you're gonna have all your cutouts, very subtle branding. You're gonna get Moft right here on this side going vertical, which I feel like is a very nice subtle place for it. And over here on the right side, you're gonna get that button, camera control, just a very nice looking case. Now this fit, let me tell you, man, it didn't get, that was underwhelming. I thought that was gonna give me a lot more than what it was supposed to do. But this fit is just A1, and I feel like this color looks absolutely killer when it comes to the 17 Pro Max. Now, when we're talking about fit, do we even gotta talk about it? Listen to this, man. This might be one of the tightest fitting cases that I have so far for the 17 Pro Max. Listen, these vegan leather cases, I got a few other vegan leather cases when it comes to the Otterbox Cactus, the Alumu vegan leather. These things are not playing with you. They came to bring the pain when it comes to these vegan leather cases. They are fitting the tightest I've ever seen fitting when it comes to cases. And that's exactly what this Moft Movas snap is. Super tight fit that goes all the way around. Keeps things very normal. All right. I'm not going to say too bulky. I'm not going to say thin. I'm going to say your average case when it comes to the iPhone. That's exactly what this case feels like, in my opinion, when we're talking about average feeling case. MagSafe. Now that's about the only thing that I can say that I wish it was a little bit stronger. Now it's plenty strong. I've been using this case a lot. This case is plenty strong, works just fine on my car mount, works just fine on my bedside mount, but maybe I would like to see those magnets just be a little bit stronger. But guess what? It's going to be plenty strong for your everyday MagSafe accessories out there on the market. Now, when it comes to these buttons, I was very leery about buttons on vegan leather cases because I feel like a lot of times they have to break in over time. Listen, not these buttons coming from Moft. Now, I saw some reviews on Amazon saying that their buttons a little bit stiff, but what I'm finding out when it comes to these vegan leather cases, sometimes you got to break those buttons in a little bit. But action, listen to that. Power. Buttons are just A1 when it comes to this case. So that's the reason why I really like this Moft. What are my highlights when it comes to the Moft? Super tight fit, okay? You have a few different color options that you can choose from. I love this blue paired with this silver. Very nice clicky buttons. This grip when it comes to this case. Now, it could be a little slippery in my opinion, but I don't think it's that bad when we are talking about the grip. I feel like it is perfectly fine. I've been running this case as a daily case and it has been just fine in my opinion. Camera control button works absolute perfect. No issues at all with the camera control button, and it's so clean. It's just made so clean when it also comes to the camera control button. I love this Moft Movas snap. Tight fit, nice color options that you can choose from so you can really match the color of your iPhone 17 Pro Max. Excellent buttons, nice vegan leather, very clean, minimal look. Love this thing right here, man. This is a sleeper case, and this will be also one, all right? I'm gonna tell y'all, man, this thing right here, it's on my phone a lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Top 10 bound when it comes to this Moft Movas. Now, this next one up on deck is probably gonna be the most controversial, okay? Just like I stated in my standalone video for this case ain't gonna be for everybody, all right? It ain't gonna check the boxes for everybody, but guess what? I love this case because it's so different, it's so unique, and I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. Bars. I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet, man, when it comes to this dBrand tank case. Listen, now I know, real quick before we get started, do not make this a conversation talking about mine hasn't shipped, Listen, the tank, yes, they had some shipping mishaps and misfortunes. Some people got them who did an early pre-order. Other people who have to order them now, I don't think they're shipping until December. I know it's a bummer. dBrand, if you can speed it up, all right? For technically TO's sake, please speed it up and get people their dBrand tanks because I feel like this case is it's a case that you truly have to get it in your hand to truly see how good it is. And I love this thing right here. The first things first, the uniqueness, all right? I'm not gonna really detail everything that goes on about this case. You can see that in the full review, but it has so many unique markings and engravings and all types of things, all little Easter eggs that goes on with dBrand, and that's why I love this case. You are not gonna get a case anywhere on the market with this level of detail, uniqueness, craftsmanship, whatever it could be, you're not finding it on the market when it comes to this. Now, this is going to be the case. It's going to give you that full camera plateau cutout. I know that's a personal preference thing. Some people like the open camera plateau. Some people like the precise. It's personal preference. I personally don't really care if it's a good case with it open, if it's a good case with it closed. I'm about the actual case itself, but they do a very good job when it comes to the camera plateau there. It's going to give a thick rubbery feel, okay? Very thick rubber, not flimsy at all. It does retain its shape. And then slapping the 17 Pro Max up here, I mean, the thing right here just looks good, okay? This is going to be the silver. When you have this case on, you will be able to see the color of your iPhone when it comes to the camera rings. That's something, the fact you'll still see what color, all right? If you got that cosmic on, so it's majority going to be covered up, but guess what? It's still going to be there so you can see that color ever so slightly, so you don't really got to worry about that. I mean, this case, you think with the name Tank that it's a heavy, bulky, heavy duty style case. And just like I said in my dedicated review, this is a case that you truly have to get the feel that it's not a bulky case, in my opinion. I don't even know if I consider this case a heavy duty case because I have other cases that's heavy duty that's much thicker than this. The Tank weighs much thinner in hand than you would think, in my opinion, when it comes to this case. Nice grip when it comes to the round. I mean, this case has so many edges and curves and grooves that it has no choice but to fit in your hand. And in my opinion, the fit in hand was something that had to grow on me a little bit. When I first got the Tank case, I said, listen, man, this thing feels a little bit rough in my hands. It's kind of digging in my hands a little bit onto the bottom. But they said, yo, T, just keep using it. And you're going to find yourself really liking it. And things are going to get a little bit more comfortable over time. And that's exactly what the Tank case did. Buttons, all right, some of the best buttons, in my opinion, on the market. Nice, wide, so you make a good contact point. And these are going to be interchangeable. They make button packs where you can change them to be vibrant colors, a more muted color, whatever you want. I love this kind of black and gold and silver type of look. I feel like that just looks very good. Also, when you're coming around here to the power button, that also has ridges there. Very, very good buttons. Might gotta take a little bit of force to get these buttons out, but trust me, when you pop them out, switch them, you really can make the Tank case look very unique. Camera control, all right, the camera control button right here. I think this is dBrand's best iteration of camera control when it comes to their cases. I don't have any issues with it. A little bit of jank, just a little bit, but not much at all. As you can see right here, it's pretty fluent. You see it kind of gets caught up right here a little bit. So if it's one thing that I could say dBrand could just clean up all the way, is their camera control buttons. I feel like every single one from some of their cases have a little bit something to do, and every one of the cases all have different camera control buttons when you're talking about the way it looks. Flipping over on the bottom, you can see all your cutouts and things like that. But this case just feels good. It's unique, has a tight fit. All right, very, very tight fit, super strong magnets. Listen, they did not come to play when it comes to the magnets on the Tank case. This magnets are no joke when it comes to the Tank. So what I like about this, uniqueness, all right? I like being different. I have worn this case and folks at work has been like, T, what case is that you have on your actual phone? Some people even told me, yo, T, I see that dBrand Tank case. When is it coming out? Love the Tank uniqueness. Very tight fit, all right? Interchangeable buttons so you can do your liking. Very strong MagSafe, and it's giving you that protection without being overly thick. And that's the reason I love this Tank case. Just like I stated in the beginning, I know the dBrand Tank isn't going to be for everybody, but trust me, everybody that I've seen so far, whether it's Reddit or whether it's anywhere else, says, you know what? It does wear a lot thinner than what it is, and I like it. So I feel like this is a case that you have to get to. You may not like it. I didn't like it at first when I first saw it, but once I got it, I've grown to appreciate it, and it's become one of my favorite cases for the 17 Pro Max. Now, if I said the last case was the most controversial, I don't think there's going to be much controversy more than this case right here, and that's going to be the OG. You already know what time it is. We talking about the Caudabe Sheath. Now, I know Caudabe had a snafu when it comes to shipping, all right? Some people ordered theirs back in September, early in September, and still don't have the case. Caudabe, you got to clean that up, all right? I can't defend you when that's going on. I know there's mishaps that happen, but that's got to be cleaned up 100%. But everybody that currently has their Caudabe sheaths, some said that it was well worth the wait, and some people, they may want to cancel and do what you do. That's fine, I understand it. But guess what? Sheath gang, stand up. For everybody who has the Caudabe sheath, let me know in the comment section down below, man, because the sheath is bringing it once again for the 17 Pro Max with that full coverage camera plateau. Now, they do make a version that's open. I don't have that version. No, I'm not sure what it looks like, but I'm here for the full covered camera plateau version. You already know when it comes to the sheath, it's going to be not super firm, but not super rigid either. I feel like that's going to be a nice in between when it comes to these cases. Now, you're going to get that standard sheath type of material. Once again, it's going to be very hit or miss on how you feel about it. Some people think it's slippery, some people think it has grip. I feel like it has something that's a little bit right there in the middle. All right. Now, it's going to come in various different colors. Okay. This is going to be the celestial blue. Now, they do have interchangeable buttons, so you're able to pop these buttons out, switch them out. But when it comes to the blue, I really like these little offset shade of blue buttons that it comes with. Very nice embedded camera control that looks good, and nice soft felt lining on the inside. And popping this case in, the celestial blue with that silver 17 Pro Max is just chef kiss in my opinion. And we're talking about the same old great sheath characteristics. That's exactly what we're getting with this version of the 17 Pro Max. Very tight fit, nice impressive fit that goes all around. No issues at all. You're going to get that nice texture. I like the sheath texture. Once again, I know some people will say, I don't really care for it. I like the sheath texture, all right? That's just what it is when it comes to that. Nice protection. Does it give it a little bit of heft? Does it give it a little bit of bulk? Yes, all right? It's okay. That's what the sheath is known for. You're going to get yourself a little bit of bulk, but it's not too bad. Tight fit, nice feeling, full coverage when it comes to that camera plateau if that's your thing, and it's giving you such a clean, minimal look. Very minimal branding when it comes to the Caudabe logo. Flipping down over here at the bottom, very nice cutout when it comes to your Type-C, and also when it comes to magnets. Caudabe Sheath isn't going to be the super strongest, but it's not going to be the weakest either. I do feel like the magnet is just right there somewhere in between. Also, when it comes to the sheath, I think they have some of the best buttons on the market, especially when you talk about them being, just listen, nice clicky buttons, no issue at all. Hitting that camera control, you got a camera control button that also works perfectly, flawlessly, no issues at all when it comes to that camera control. So Caudabe Sheath, man, just it's hard to find a case that checks all the boxes as the sheath does. Very tight fit, everyday magnets, that's just fine, very good buttons, full camera plateau coverage, and nice minimal design without being too thick, and just a clean overall design when it comes to the sheath. This thing is, look, they're going to keep pumping out solid cases. That's what Caudabe does. Everybody that was giving Caudabe a hard time in the beginning, some people just held on because they said, I know when I get it, I'm going to love it. And that's exactly how most people feel about the Caudabe Sheath. And I absolutely love this case right here. Always one of the GOATs, always one case that you always have to consider it being close to #1 when it comes to my top 10. So Caudabe Sheath for November, this is definitely in rotation. And last but not least, let's go ahead and get into another one that gives us some of these shipping woes. I got about 3 cases that's giving you hell when it comes to shipping, okay? We're going to talk about the Phone Rebel Gen 7. Once again, man, all of these cases can easily be in my top 10. Matter of fact, all of these will be in my top 10. I'm kind of already spoiling it, but you don't know which one's which, and you don't know what's going to go on what, all right? So I got people texting me. Let me swipe that out the way. But let's go ahead and check it out here. Phone Rebel Gen 7. What I love about this thing, man, I love the way Phone Rebel has slimmed things up from the past. I feel like this thing was noticeable. As soon as I slapped this phone in this case, the first thing I noticed was how slim it feels. The second thing I noticed is how there were no rough corners when we're talking about holding it. Things were very rounded. Things were very comfortable when we are talking about this case. And outside of that, all the other Phone Rebel characteristics just came flowing right back when we're talking about this case, when we're talking about a super tight fit that goes all the way around. Now, it does give a little bit more give on the top than it normally would, but it's not terrible. It gives a little bit, but it does snap right back into place, and that's not a place of concern that you have to think about is going to come out or anything like that. One going trend with these cases are interchangeable buttons, man. This case also has interchangeable buttons. Phone Rebel has been doing it for a very long time. Action button, volume, up and down. You can swap all of these out. Flip it over on the other side. Of course, you can be able to swap out that power button, and you can even swap out your camera control button for ultra orange, or if I'm not sure if there's any other colors that they're coming out with. Even though that's a swappable camera control button, I like mine built in, but this is very popped in there, and it's not going to pop off real easy, if you could say that. One thing about Phone Rebel, I love these grips on the side. You know, more cases need more grips, and the Phone Rebel always does a great job with the grip without feeling too rough in your hands. The combination of it being more thin The subtle grips, rounded corners make this case so comfortable in your hand. And when we're talking about MagSafe, it is delivering a very, very strong MagSafe. One of the strongest MagSafe probably on this lineup outside of the dBrand tank. Testing that camera control button, I mean, Phone Rebel makes great camera control buttons. As you can see, the responsiveness is there without a single issue. What I love about the Phone Rebel Gen 7, super tight fit. Aramid fiber back, as you can see here. I love me a good Aramid fiber. Interchangeable buttons, very tight fit. I think I already said that. Very, what am I even saying? It's all of the above. Okay, let's try that again. That's all of the above. Tight fit, strong magnets, interchangeable buttons, protection is there, feels good in the hands, and just all everything. Okay, I really love the Phone Rebel Gen 7. There's not much that I would change about this case at all. They do have a lens protector kit that's also going to come out with this, so you can cover that camera plateau up if you want it. But the Phone Rebel Gen 7 this year, the main thing that wins it for me is a slim form factor, subtle grips on the side, and nice rounded corners to make this case feel more comfortable than it has ever been before. So, Phone Rebel Gen 7, we got the Caudabe Sheath over here. We got the case that you need to try to love, the dBrand tank, the new sleeper of the crew, man, when it comes to this Moft Movas snap. And the redemption king is going to be the Pitaka UltraGuard. If you catch T in the streets, there was a good chance that he's going to have one of these 5 cases on, and that's how we rocking out. But you already know, man, everything that we talked about, these links for these cases will be down below. There'll be affiliate links, so it will help your boy out greatly if you choose to purchase one of these from those links. Let me know what your daily case is, or if you're dailying one of these cases, also let me know in the comment section down below. Just like I stated, man, every month I'm going to try to do this. For every new case that I get during that month, I'm going to kind of go through them and pick out my favorites as long as we can. You know, I'll probably run out of cases soon, but as we got cases still coming in every month, we're going to hit you with my top favorites, and this is going to be the November edition. But go ahead and check it out, man. But if you want to check out what's currently kind of like my EDC, although my EDC video that I did doesn't feature one of these cases, but there also was going to be some cool accessories that you can also check out. I will be sure to leave that video right here.